All right, in this problem, it says a single die is rolled. Find the odds in favor of rolling a number greater than 2. Now, previously we talked about probability. So if I wanted the probability of getting a number greater than 2, it would be the number of favorable outcomes divided by the number of total outcomes, or the total possible number of outcomes. Well, in this case, getting a number that's greater than 2, that would be 3, 4, 5, or 6. So there's 4 possible outcomes that are favorable, numbers that are greater than 2, out of a total of 6 possible outcomes since there's 6 numbers on a die. And so the probability would be 2/3. That's what we've done previously. Now, odds is another way to measure uncertainty. It's another way that we do probability. But it's different than probability, or it's done a little bit differently. So odds against something occurring is going to equal a ratio of odds, or I should say, how about it's a ratio of unfavorable to favorable outcomes. Odds in favor is measured this way. It's the opposite. It's a ratio of favorable to unfavorable outcomes. So what I normally like to do in this case, I want to measure, let's see, in this case we're finding the odds in favor, right? So I'm going to go ahead and copy this one here, odds in favor. And we'll put that right here. Whoops. I got more than I wanted. How did I do that? Let's try that again. So I'll just copy this. Okay, so odds in favor is equal to the ratio of favorable to unfavorable outcomes. So what I like to do in this case, favorable outcomes, there's 4 of those. There's 2 outcomes that are unfavorable, and honestly that's all we need. Notice there's a total of 6 total outcomes. So all we need to do is write the ratio of favorable to unfavorable outcomes. So favorable, there's 4, and unfavorable, there are 2. And so the answer here is 2-1. So what does that really mean? It means if you roll a die, in this case 3 times, because 1 plus 2, that would be your number of favorable plus your number of unfavorable outcomes. That's a total of 3. So if you roll a die 3 times, 2 times you would expect to get a favorable outcome or to get a number greater than 2. 1 time you would expect not to get a favorable outcome or to get an unfavorable outcome. Notice that's the same as what I had above. If you were to roll a die 4 times or 6 times, 4 plus 2 is 6, so 6 total outcomes. 4 times you would expect to get a number greater than 2, and 2 times you would expect to get a number that's not greater than 2. That would be the 1 or the 2. All right, so that's how you find odds. It's just that, let me change colors here. It's this range, so odds in favor, it's favorable to unfavorable outcomes. All right, so that's it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions about that.